She insists on respect the sister, walk around like a woman. If she won't speak, this is something worse, singing, don't play. The girl take...
Toyota Kluger, built for families, designed for attention. Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
A wildfire has torn through homes and forced the evacuation of more than 3,000 residents in the US county of Santa Barbara. At least 20 homes and buildings have been wiped out, with heatwave conditions and high winds fanning the flames. A couple in their 70s has died when their house in the US was blown apart in an explosion. Neighbours in Newfield, New Jersey say it was like an earthquake. Windows of nearby houses were broken and debris was blasted over 2 blocks. It's not known what caused the blast. It's silent, deadly, and 500,000 of us could be walking around with it without knowing. It's type 2 diabetes, and alarming new research at the start of National Diabetes Week shows an epidemic that's much worse than first thought.
Dave Guyard is a walking wake-up call for all of us. 10 years ago, at 39, he started to lose colour from his eyesight. Worried, he went for a checkup.
I just thought I was a bloke that had an eye problem. I didn't once think that I had diabetes.
More than that, his GP told him if he didn't act, he'd be dead in 3 months.
Speechless is pretty much, that's how alarmed I was. I just couldn't get words out.
Dave changed his diet, exercised and saved his life. But experts now estimate 500,000 of us could be walking around with this silent killer for up to 7 years with no symptoms.
It's doing damage to all of the blood vessels throughout the body, the big ones and the small ones. And so we see complications and damage to the eyes, to the kidneys, to the heart.
Diabetes is really very responsive to lifestyle modification and lifestyle changes.
Simply losing 2 kilograms when you're pre-diabetic can cut your risk of getting the disease by 30%. Right now, type 2 diabetes and the associated health effects cost the Australian health system a staggering $15 billion a year. Early detection and treatment could save us $1,400 per patient per year, adding up to a massive $700 million in health savings.
We're seeing type 2 diabetes now down as low as 20 years old, 30 years old, and it needs to become part of people's general checkup.
Eddie Meyer, NBN News.
It's been dubbed a brain bunker. The NRL is so concerned about concussion, it's been conducting a secret trial monitoring matches to ultimately protect those on the field from long-term injury.
They are the hits that bring crowds to their feet but may leave players on their knees. And in an attempt to better monitor suspected concussion during rugby league matches, the NRL has been trialling what is called the concussion bunker.
Each game we used 2 people, a different makeup of people as well. There were some ex-players, there were some sports physicians, there were some sports trainers.
Over a recent trial of 7 weeks, those observers had access to the multiple camera angles from grounds which feed the referee's bunker. The NRL saying it provided a calm environment rather than making such calls from the frenetic nature of the sideline.
Have the bunker in operation removed in somewhat of a more relaxed and professional environment was helpful.
Meanwhile, Cronulla captain Paul Lobb says he believes some coaches are now manipulating the rules on head injury assessments.
There are teams drawn in the HIA, without a doubt. I'm telling you that I've got no doubt there are teams who players are coming off who are not concussed at times.
The forthright Sharks skipper says this allows for additional and unofficial interchanges, and there needs to be an independent medical assessment at the ground.
It's the club doctor taking the players in and doing it. I think there should be independent doctors there deciding whether the player needs to come off or not, and then they go and do the test.
There's guidelines in place and there's significant sanctions for anybody that's identified as misusing our guidelines.
The NRL will next year require 2 doctors from each club to be at all games to help strengthen protocols around head injuries. And the league also maintains its stronger approach has seen a 14% increase on last year for players withdrawn from matches with concussion.
Later in the year we'll have a position and a recommendation we put forward to the Australian Rugby League Commission, hopefully for endorsement.
That decision is expected before the start of next season. Mike Dalton, NBN News.
Dangerous drivers have been put on notice with a new dashcam database launched in the United Kingdom this week. The system should make it easier to report bad drivers to police, and Australian road safety experts are keen to bring it here.
Caught on camera, driving down the wrong side of the road. While this vehicle veers into the wrong lane at speed, causing a 3-car pile-up. Overwhelmed by the public sending in dashcam videos like this to dob in rogue road users, British electronics manufacturer Nextbase developed an online portal to connect drivers directly to police.
The portal is about removing the worst offenders, the repeat offenders from the road, the type of people that you don't normally catch until it's too late.
Dashcam owners fill out a simple form on the Nextbase website, which can also be used as a witness statement in court. Then, with a click of one button, upload the vision, and it all goes straight to the relevant police. Previously, the UK's 39 police forces received dashcam videos via email or even the post, a process which took days or weeks, now reduced to minutes.
It allows the members of the public to do the right thing, and obviously the police to do their work as well.
Facebook group Dashcam Owners Australia is inundated with examples of illegal and just plain stupid driving, but it rarely leads to prosecution. Police hope this new system will see a huge shift in driver behaviour. They say the simple fear of being caught out is a huge motivator when it comes to road safety.
It's a really great way for police to have some really clear objective evidence.
Bad drivers beware. If this trial is a success, it could be rolled out globally within years.
The fancy footwork and incredible trick shots of this Queensland teenager have landed him 2 Guinness World Records. The first for kicking a soccer ball into a crossbar 7 times in 1 minute, and the second scoring from 60 metres away. The 18-year-old caught the attention of Manchester United and Real Madrid, with the teams sharing his videos to millions of fans online. He's got a big future ahead. If they put some whiz-bins on the field, that is. Over to sport now with Mitch Hughes, and Mitch, the Blues half, is talking his state up.
He certainly is. He says they're ready to do some myth-busting. Thanks, Paul. Coming up after the break, James Maloney calls out the Queenslanders ahead of Game 3. And is this the strike of the World Cup?
Take your multi to the next level with the Ladbrokes Multiverse, the only place to combine a same-game multi with your regular multi-picks. Built across codes, games and bet types for unmatched betting flexibility with Ladbrokes. Back yourself. Cheer up, Chip. With Sportsbet now you can place a same-game multi on the World Cup. Your favourite markets from one game, all in the same bets, but not USA games. There are none.
Dude, that ain't fun.
Sportsbet same-game multi for the World Cup.